Okay. Hi, I'm Danielle, and I am here with.
Lisa Highfill.
Hi, Lisa. And
Hi.
what school do you work at, and where is it located?
I work for Pleasanton Unified School District now. I'm a school district employee and not assigned to a particular school in Pleasanton, California. It's San Francisco East Bay, so I'm like 45 minutes east of San Francisco.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to start off with asking you how you would define a tech coach, and you can use your terminology if you'd like.
A tech coach is someone who has wears a lot of different hats. My job is very specific, though. It's how to integrate standards using technology. And so it's not how to turn your computer on, it's not how do I use Gmail, it's how do I integrate curriculum with technology. And we try to make that a very distinct difference. We have other people who train on the very basic how to use a Google Doc or how to. Now, not to say that it doesn't bleed over into the work I do, but we really try to focus on implementing content standards. And right now we're doing the Common Core standards, so I'm a trainer basically. Technology is, we are really pushing to not make it that my job is about just computers. It's my job really is about good teaching, and that's something that gets mixed up quite often. They think it's a singular subject that I teach. But really, I am the math coach. I'm the ELA coach. I'm the good how to do good how to do good teaching, how to teach really well. Kind of sums it up, and it's changing that mindset about technology. Oh, so I should say also, how do I do that, right?
Sorry, you broke
um,
up for a second.
oh, okay.
I,
Do you want to hear how I do that?
yeah, please.
Um, Teachers email me. It's optional in my district. I am actually teacher on special assignment, so they call us TOSAs, teacher on special assignment. So it's considered temporary. This position, although I would love for this job to be permanent. It is. I love this job. I was a classroom teacher for 20 years
Oh,
before
wow.
this. So it's really a huge benefit that I was a classroom teacher because I really understand lesson planning is a big part of my job, and that's what I work with teachers on the most. So it's optional for them to use me. They can email me and schedule an appointment. I can meet them in their classroom during their prep periods or when they have time, maybe after school or before school, and I call it lesson planning together. I don't call it a tech lesson. They tell me something they're teaching, and I say, let's tech it up. That's kind of a term I've been creating, and how to tech up your teaching. And so I said, oh, I got a good idea. I use this web tool ThingLink. Have you heard of it? And then we develop a lesson plan around it. And then either they feel comfortable to teach it themselves, or they can ask me to come back and I'll sit in the room and just be another body in the room helping kids, or I will lead the lesson and they'll watch. And my first year, that's what's been happening the most. I demo lessons and they observe, and then we talk while the kids are getting working, and I'll say, are you comfortable with the fact that I just let them all get up and move around and talk during tech time, during this lesson? A lot of teachers really thought, technology was plug them in, put on their headphones, and be quiet, and I'm the opposite of that. I'm like, it's collaboration for a reason, and collaboration means moving around and talking. So we do that method. I also do, if a whole team wants to pull together and say, I've got this release time, will you come in and work with us for us? I plan like a little workshops for them. I have principals that I've gone to and I said, look, here's what I can offer you. I have a full day training, and I would like you to divide your staff up into, and I do it the same way the Google Apps Summits do it. I do getting going, gearing up, and getting geeky. So divide the staff by ability level, and I will take 3 days and I will train your whole staff, and I'll do a workshop for them. It costs only for sub-release. So it's usually like 10 teachers. If you have a staff of 30, It's 10 teachers at a time about. That's another method. The other thing we do is we do workshops after school. So yesterday I did a coding workshop for teachers to get them ready for Hour of Code. I do online, I do flipped teaching for my teachers. I did flipped teaching in the classroom, so now I've just moved it to educators. And we do a blog, a website of resources. And lately I've just been creating content and sending it out for teachers. They love that.
That's awesome. So what one tech coach mentioned that you haven't is having to ask for money to buy apps or buy new technology. Do you have to do that, or are you not part of that?
Another part of my role is we just organized, our district just adopted a district-wide technology plan, and in that plan was to get every school site to have their own technology committee, and the plan for that is that each school site will make their mission statements and their plans to match the district plan, and that includes purchasing. That's kind of where I'm going with that. So it needs to follow along the lines of the district plan and then trickle down, and then I can be a support on those district technology committees or those individual site committees, kind of consultant on good ideas for purchasing, good use of money. They do ask me all the time. That's like the biggest question. What apps should I use for reading? I'm like, okay, that's a bigger question. Let's have a little sit down about that, because my job is the opposite of recommending apps.
Okay.
Because I know they're going to just think of I just want an app that I could plug the kid in and they could just play and I don't need to do anything. And I said, no, you only can purchase apps that are for creating, and that's teaching. Otherwise, you're teaching yourself out of a job. I like to tell them that.
So you aren't necessarily part of writing up grants or anything like that. And grants might not be the right word, but
grant writing. I could be. I send them teachers' ways, though. Yes.
Okay.
And I recommend them, or I'm kind of a nudger. I nudge people. I am a connector. Like I'll go and I'll say, oh, you know what I heard? This is coming up. That project you're doing, that would be great for this. Here's the resource. So.
Okay. Okay. So you kind of mentioned earlier that you meet with teachers and you also plan workshops and things like that. Is there anything else that you are in charge of or that you have to do on a daily basis?
Emails. Email a lot. So people have a lot of questions, and so they love I try to always get back to everyone within a few hours. I'm really addicted to email right now because they want personal attention. It's personalizing their learning because the teachers are the same as the students are. And I like to take that approach with them. I send them resources and links, and often it's just easier if I just make a video of myself showing a demo of something.
Okay. Do you have you noticed that you work with a specific grade more so than others?
I tend to work with the grade I taught. So all my content is 5th grade content, and then I tell everyone, oh, just adjust it to meet your grade level. But I got called into a kindergarten class yesterday. It's scared to death, right? These kindergartners. And it was awesome. It was great.
That's awesome.
So one thing I did learn, I apologize.
No, you're fine.
When I went into this, I had really high hopes. Handing them the fish. I thought, I'm going to teach everyone how to create content themselves. Yeah, that was wishful thinking. That did not go over as well. I thought if I keep giving it to them, they're going to expect that I'm just going to create content for them and they're just going to keep asking for it. Well, I changed my approach this year. Instead, I create lessons and push them out. So, for example, I do it weekly for 5th grade teachers across our district. I create a weekly lab lesson, and I put it out on Twitter every week. every Sunday night if you want to see a copy. Or I could share the link with you to the template. And it just adds a new digital lesson. Because of it, they're like, I totally get the lesson planning now. Now I'm making my own lesson plans. And so by creating the lessons for them, it was more of a mentor model. And now they're understanding what I meant by creating, great lessons.
That's awesome.
That was my big aha this year.
What would you say is the most challenging part of your job?
Reaching everyone. Because there's 1,100 teachers in my district, and there's 2 of us doing this job. So that's really hard. There's only so many hours in the day, and I work, I love doing it, so I do a lot of work on my own in order to fill my tank so I know what to give them. So I do, it's kind of become your life. I go to tech conferences, and I present at conferences, and I'm on Twitter all the time, and I'm constantly trying to funnel resources. So it's time consuming, but that time pays off.
That's awesome. What would you say is the most rewarding part of your job?
In the classroom, my favorite thing was when the kids would have aha moments, when I knew that they were like, oh, I get it. So the teachers are the same way. And I just love when you can do a workshop or a lesson and they go, I know why you made us do it like this, because you didn't lecture us. And now I get it. And I said, how do you feel as a learner? They're like, I feel so smart and empowered. I'm like, that's how you're supposed to teach. And then they get it. They're like, oh, you didn't insult my teaching style. You didn't tell me I teach wrong. You showed me by letting me experience teaching differently. So that's been the best, to create those kind of experiences.
That's awesome. Do you have any advice for people like me who are going to be up for a job similar to yours?
Get on Twitter. Get on Twitter. Are you on Twitter?
I am. I just recently started. I only have like 2 or 3 tweets.
Oh, I saw. Okay. Because there's a lot of tech coaches on Twitter. And we try to connect, and there's a lot of good people sharing good content out there. And it is the best way to supplement and fill up your tank so you can give, pass it on. I love it. It's been that I don't know, I put it out on Twitter and ask my friends to help me. I think that's the number one thing you can start doing. And then figure out a way to organize all the stuff you're gathering. Whether you use Diigo lists or you make a website or just a Google Doc to start to collect this stuff. Because I collected a bunch and then I didn't know how to find it. It was overwhelming.
Okay, well, I have no more questions, so if you have anything else you'd like to add or comment, feel free. Otherwise,
I think it's the best job ever.
Yeah.
It's the happy job. People are happy when I come and work with them. It's not like, I got to work with the math coach, It's like my job is all the fun and engaging activities.
Ooh.
And
You disappeared.
Oh.
No, you came back.
Okay.
I just came up with another question. Do you ever have to deal with, I know that you have multiple teachers, so this probably doesn't happen, but do you ever have to deal with a teacher who doesn't like what you're doing or doesn't want your help?
Yeah.
How do you approach a type of person?
I do it the same way I would do with kids. It's, and I always say I dangle the chocolate cake. It's, as a mom, it's the same thing. Like, oh, I know you hate chocolate cake, but oh my gosh, did you see? I have chocolate cake with spring. What's that? I want to try some. And so I always like something really easy and fun and engaging, and they're like, okay, maybe I could do this. So for a while it was Vokies, and then it was like Telegamis or just my Padlet was for a while, just really simple, already structured, already done, and it kind of wins them over. They're like, okay, I could do that little bit, So, and if they don't want to do it, I'm like, you don't have to do it. That's fine. More cake for us.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do this interview with me. Very helpful.
This is exciting. I didn't realize there was a certificate you could earn for it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
actually a brand new certification. I'm one of like the second group. I'm the second group of people going through the whole program. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, if you need anything, follow me on Twitter, and then we'll keep in contact. And some of the people that I follow, you can get those resources.
Oh, I will, for sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Bye.